We'll be going live soon. I got to make some coffee and I'll be right back. Hey, we are back. I am back for my second stream today. We are working on trying to port my existing portfolio website, this guy here, to NextJS. But instead of just using a markdown blog, we're using OrgaJS so that we can parse org documents. And, oh, that's much better. Couldn't hear myself in the microphone. Much better. So we'll be using OrgaJS so that we can use org documents made in org mode here in Emacs, and they will serve as our content format. So earlier I had the pleasure of figuring out how the heck this was going to work, as I have yet to ever see anyone use this before. And I sort of just winged it, came up with this function here, based on the blog example that NextJS has in the main repository, but also sort of winging it based on what little information exists in the OrgaJS documentation. It, for all intents and purposes, does not exist, but this appears to be working well enough. We have a few methods we came up with here based also on the example in the NextJS repository, where down here we had to do something a little funky to get the front matter, as you'd call it, in Markdown, the metadata from the org down, parse it separately from the HTML, and then pass it all down in. Cool. Still going to work for a few minutes on refactoring this just to not duplicate some logic that we have here between the getPostBySlug method and the getAllPost method. So let's work on that first. I'm pretty sure at this point I can comment that out. Comment that out, comment that out. Comment that out. We can probably go const posts equals get posts by slug. Is that what it's called? Get post by slug. Oops. That's in our slug. And there's a few fields we're gonna have to specify here. Front matter and content. Oops. Sorry. Oh wait. Yeah, okay. Return those slugs. Right. This might not work, but we'll see soon enough. Hey, it doesn't work. All right, let's just give up on that for now. Go back to what was working. Why isn't this working? What's going on here that's different? Here, let me try this. Get post by slug. Get all posts. Confirm that this is working still. Yeah, that's working just fine. So is this slug that we're getting here not what I think we're getting? Oops, I apologize. My terminal's off screen. I don't know. Okay, post slugs contains just the slugs. So that might be why that's not working, because then we're trying to... Oh no, that's right, because we have to add that. So slug would just be the slug. So this part should work. Posts, hold on. Fonts posts equals posts. Slugs dot map. And we should just be able to map this into get post by slug, right? Oops. Oh, shit. I'm gonna make the working part still work so that potentially we could see the errors as they come up a little better. All right. Yeah, weird. For some reason, the post 2 is coming back as promises, and this one's not. We're definitely getting our post slugs. No need to await that. Get post by slug is asynchronous, right? Yeah, because we have to wait for that. I'm not seeing much of a difference between these two functions. Why is one not working? Why is one working? This might call for more coffee. We can see my terminal. So that's probably going to be a little more helpful, a little more fun to watch. So yeah, I've got the same logic running essentially twice in this thing, and we have first one coming up as a set of promises, and this one coming up as a set of resolved promises. And there's really not a whole lot of difference in the logic that I'm seeing here, so I'm not sure what's happening. Everything happening within this function is happening over here in this other function, right? Refile sync, refile sync. Front matter. Oh, well, no, I don't necessarily need that. That shouldn't make a difference. If I were to comment this, oops, comment all this out. I'm gonna get an error. Because I'm apparently trying to serialize. Let's see what DuckDuckGo tells us here. I need to await something I'm not awaiting. Let me see. If anyone sees what I'm doing wrong, you can say so. All right, 1 second. I'm going to grab my coffee. Back to this. Let's see, map and promises. That's it. That's it. I think that's it. Maybe. Oh, well, hell. I think we figured it out, kids. Hey, we got some clean code. Oh, let me show you this. My mug. It says, I'm as healthy as a horse. If that horse has diabetes, this horse has diabetes. Okay, now I can get down to the fun part of this, which would be actually migrating my blog over to this one, which is the whole point of all this. Oops. I don't know what that is. It all just magically works. Going to have to log 28. Oh, I thought I deleted that. Hmm. I'm gonna sort these before they go out. Let me make sure this is an array. Pretty certain it is. Yes. Post.frontmatter.date. Oh, you know what? All these dates are probably weird. Yep. These are org mode like dates. I could probably write something to parse these dates, but I'm gonna make it easy on myself right now and just use normal dates here. All right, now I can do the sorting, I think. So let's go back to our API, get all posts. Not what I meant to do at all. I imagine there's some scenario where I might want all these posts without them being sorted, but for now, I'm going to leave that. And then over here, I'll make sure that we're accessing front matter.date, sort by date. Sort is not a function. What is that? How not? How not? Is it not an array? Or is it still a function here? That's a little better. Let's see. Configuring, capturing. Those are the first two ones. Oh. Yeah, cool. That's them. Projects we're pulling out because that's not a post. But yeah, there's that. sorted my blog posts. All right, I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit. Kind of gonna go heads down for a little bit. If I don't talk a lot much, yell at me, say something. I'm here to chat as well as develop, so feel free to engage. Now, we're gonna focus on, well, I guess we have tags, our categories. I can work on pulling those out. Definitely not going to work on tags pages for right now. I'm finding the next data management to be a little confusing, not gonna lie. All right, I'm gonna wholesale pull some more files over in the hopes that it'll speed up development significantly. Hey there, how are you doing? You just joined. What I'm doing here is migrating my existing blog written in Gatsby and org mode to NextJS written in org mode. I'm gonna copy a lot of the same styles, I think. I might change the color scheme up a little bit. This is based on One Dark. If you're a coder and into that kind of thing, you might recognize it. I think I'm going to switch it up and make it the Nord theme, which is what the rest of my whole shebang here is done in right now at present. I also might switch up the font. Sometimes when I mouse over this at first, it doesn't immediately load the cursive font. It has a little flash of unstyled, or the wrong typeface, I should say. It's not great. Got this for an index page at the moment. So let's actually start working on that. Oh, components. React helmet, that's something we don't need anymore. We'll instead bring in head. So let's go check this out. That's how they get you. You just start one time just trying it out for fun, or have one single purpose, and the next thing you know, you're just like, man, Windows is real slow today. Maybe I'll try Linux again today. Next thing you know, you're taking it straight to the veins. I got really into Linux at the beginning of the pandemic, and I have not looked back. I had an old MacBook Pro, and around that time it started biting the dust. Oops. And the timing couldn't have been better. It feels a lot more like a hobby than anything else. Okay. I'm not so concerned about configuring that right now. Header. Got the header pulled in here, so now we have to edit the header right away. And link will now be replaced with next link. And this will be replaced with, let's see, out of header, out of components. Ooh, okay. Get some icons. React icons. I'll go ahead and install that. Base, again with the shortcut syntax I have used here. Out of components into pages, stitches, React. I need to install that. Things are really speeding up now that I got through the issues with the org parser and all that. This is It's going to ask for one more stitches, normalize CSS. Somewhere in my header, it's going to complain about links. And I know I'm going to need to wrap this in an A. Oops. Gonna have another one of these links in head that I need to it just takes practice. I don't even have to think about it yet or anymore. You get the muscle memory down for all this Linux commands, and your brain just starts to think that way. It's fun. Sweet. All right, now I'm going to come back to these blog pages and change out which layout I'm using. Index, layout, this one, layout. Oh, does the blog one not use the layout yet? Let's see. I need to clean up these console log statements. Ooh. Guess the projects page needs a little love. Yes. Oh, thank you. I've tried to make it focus on usability. This whole thing is actually Emacs, the window manager. Everything is at the top. The top is Polybar. But everything else is Emacs all the way through. I found it really eased up. Well, it actually improved my blogging because I'm always in org mode. If I have an idea for anything, I can just, you know, capture to do to my notes there and get to it later. I can start a new blog post this way too. It's pretty fun. The layout, I'm in projects, pages, so back out of pages, into components, into layout. Maybe. Oh, it would help if I actually started using the component. Cool. All right, that icon in the header does not appear to be showing up right now. Oh, probably because I'm not pulling in my global styles anywhere. Now, is that something I do on app? I think so. Import. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to look at my other code. I forget how I had this set up before. That's it. The going one level out of pages, it should be there. Oh, hey, what is all this? Oh my, I don't know what's happening here. I think it's maybe freaking out because I don't have that font installed. That is interesting for sure. Wow. It must be falling back to something crazy. Let's see. Oh, it's falling back to material icons because I don't have Victor Mono installed. Let's do that. Oops. I need both of those. And my cat just invited himself in the room. Hello? Cat? 1 second. So confused. Apparently my girlfriend let my cat in, and I was so confused how he got in. Okay. Oh, font source Victor Mono. Uh-oh. Hey, CJ. So here I can turn on the cat cam. Can't get it to work right now. It's always very invested in whatever I'm doing in here. Is that not what I installed? Font source Victor dash mono. Oh, nope, dash mono. Did I not install that yet? Hey, there we go. Time to change that footer. I'll pull out what we have here. Just because I'm a good sport. We'll put this in this layout footer here. Ooh. All right, now I can clear out the rest of the things in here. Software. Ooh. I guess I don't have to put powered by in the footer there. It says that twice. Yeah, you said that. You're wanting to learn how to code right now, so that's why you're watching channels like mine. Could you talk a little bit more about how you got started? Oh, wow. The year was 1998. My parents had just bought their first computer. It was a Packard Bell, which you cannot find anymore. I bought it from Sears. I think it was like the Christmas special that year. And within a few weeks, I discovered UPage Source. Back in the day, people didn't remove the white space, so it was much nicer formatted to read the code. But after I saw the view source and kind of wrapped my head around what I was looking at, I realized I could figure this out, and proceeded to just go to every website I thought looked pretty cool, rip out what I thought was cool, and bring it over to my own little sites, either hosted on GeoCities or any one of those hosting platforms from back in the day. I remember going to the Microsoft website back in the day. They had one of the very first drop-down menus, JavaScript-powered drop-down menus I had seen, and copying all the code for that. So my website had a drop-down menu in 1998. I was so fancy, I thought. And I just sort of had that skill set, if you want to call it that, in my back pocket for a number of years as I went on to work in restaurants and hospitals and things like that. Finally, about 12 years ago, I got a job at homes.com as sort of a graphic designer / consulting customer service person. And I would make design websites for real estate agents. And I did that for 2 years. Realized I was working for basically the worst type of clients that you could have, real estate agents. Oh my gosh. And went out on my own freelance. I had taught myself Ruby on Rails during those 2 years. I wouldn't say I was any good at it, but man, I guess I just did not have imposter syndrome yet. I don't know if it's Dunning-Kruger or what, but I thought I was hot shit. And so I decided I was going to fake it till I made it. And that's what I did. Later, I picked up WordPress, got a job at an agency, did WordPress for a number of years. Hated it once React came out and single page applications started to look like the future. I hop ship from WordPress and been doing React stuff ever since for the most part. Taught myself Redux, hated Redux, still love Redux, but it's a beast. Yeah. Basically, the key to my success so far has been not saying no to a challenge. If something pops up that I need to learn on the fly, I just hack at it until I get what I'm looking for. That's what I did today with this, because I'd never seen anyone use this OrgaJS library with NextJS before. They claim to have some sort of compatibility, and there's this example project, but yeah. I'll show you what they've going on here in their example NextJS project. They, instead of having a content folder and generating blog posts like I'm doing here, they just have pages that are made of the org syntax. This is what org mode syntax looks like if you've never seen it before. It's very similar to Markdown. Anyways, I went off a little tangent there. Yeah, my advice would just be come up with some sort of goal for yourself and hack away at it till you get there. And don't be afraid to ask questions of people around you who already are working in the field and stuff like that. Most developers are always looking for someone to help. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, no, people are really helpful in the community for sure. But even after doing this for so many years, I still have to stop and look up stuff on Stack Overflow almost every single day. Like, you will see if you watch me. Sometimes I'll just do idiotic things and stare at it for hours going, why doesn't this not work? And it's what you got to do some days. Some days you take on a problem and you'll make so little headway on it that you'll feel very discouraged. But other days you'll feel like the smartest person in the world. It's really up and down. It can be hard, but just know that it's normal to not feel invincible when you're programming, because it's hard. You know, you're basically trying to reason about problem solving in a abstract way, and gives you lots of tools to do that, but it's not easy. But it is very rewarding, so definitely stick at it if you're trying. All right, I can close a lot of these now. All right, now the current website has this splash section on it. Let's take a look at what this looks like. I think everything should line up, yeah, pretty perfectly. Just some minor differences. Cool. So now I'm going to steal the markup and the assets from the other project here. It's over here. Nope. Okay. Splash. So I already have that splash section. I'm going to... Oh, this isn't actually using the layout. I'm going to use the layout. So I guess really what I need to do is just copy that and then pull those in my index page over here. And I think there's a container, which is probably in the base. Yes. Ooh. Oops. Splash has some work it needs to do inside. Let's see, we're going out of Splash, out of components. Really good. And images. Oops. Container from components base, right? I wonder which one's breaking it right now. Splash, maybe? Yep, that's it. I prefer to use named exports, so I'll stick with that. Down here, we just need to wrap Splash. Sweet. And we have it in a container. Oh, you know what? I think... I don't think I need to put in a container. Let's see what we got here. Something's up with this. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to look. Only with far less padding or margin. Let's see. I think the layout, I don't think we want to use the layout. We'll just pull the header in itself. I think that's what's breaking it. Yeah, exactly right. Now we need the header. Nice. Cool. Now let's go take off some of this spacing. I think it even... No, in index. Splash. I'm not sure if this will work. I'm not sure if I can use math with these things. I think this will be sizes minus, let's do 75. Not too bad. Let's do a little more than that. Let's do 85. Now let's get rid of the hello in the index. Sweet. That's so much better. It needs some work, but it's definitely coming along pretty quickly, wouldn't you say? I'm going to add the footer into this homepage. Did I not have a standalone footer? I thought I did. I do not. Should I create one? I think I should. I think what I'm going to do is go back to the index, make it use this layout, but pass in the correct size attribute to the layout component. That's what I did wrong. It needs to be size 4. And then might have to do a little more tweaking to the height and just to make that work, but I think that'll work a little better than what we've got going on here. So one step out of the more finished place and then step back to doing it a better way. Cool. Now back to the splash component, and we're gonna take off even more space. Much more space than that. Little more. Perfect. Okay. I'm not concerned about the projects page just yet. I would like to get this back in order here. So let's take a look at what we got going on the blog page. Well, let's actually take a look at what I had going on in the very first version. Templates, is this right? No. Components, posts. I'm gonna steal all of this shit. This music's intense. Actually, I don't even know if you guys can hear the music. Doesn't appear it's pumping that out anymore. There we go. Probably look like a fool here, dancing. The music that no one else can hear but me. All right. Out of it, theme.config. Theme.config. Looks like I'm missing a key here. Interesting. Oh, you know what? Some of these pages I brought over might be JSX files. There you go. Let's rename these to TSX. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, that is what I meant to do. Oh gosh. Sometimes pop-ups in Emacs can get a little out of hand. Just a little bit. blog line. Defined, expected. Yeah, this is my personal website. I'm just rebuilding what's already live on brianperanto.com. This is currently on Gatsby, and I'm just kind of tired of building on Gatsby. I don't really believe in it much as a project anymore, to be honest. And so I'm bringing it over to NextJS, which I spend a lot more of my time building on for my job and stuff. It just makes a little more sense for me, I think. It's very similar to their Markdown demo project that they have in the Next.js repository, but it doesn't use Markdown, it uses org down, the org mode syntax. All right, let me think about this. I need to get tags. And that should just be as easy as in the, well, down here, adding tags. No, front matter should be tags. Post.frontmatter.tags. Maybe? That might not be right at all. Hmm. I hear you. All right, let's comment this out for a second. Yes, the front matter. That's what I want to see. Okay. Tags is just a single string. Not a problem. Not a problem. Hate JS? Oh man. You're not the only one in the world who hates JS. It's one of those necessary evil in the worlds, unfortunately. Perhaps one day everything will move on to WebAssembly and you can pick the programming language of your choice and compile it just to WASM and run it in the browser that way. But for now, WASM's not there, and JavaScript is the only real way to do anything in the browser. Everything will eventually compile to JavaScript, no matter what you're writing, framework-wise. But to do it in just static HTML and CSS, you're a bold one. Oh, dude, me too. I'm a bit of a purist. I have I think I have Google Analytics on my old site, but I've been looking to switch to something a little more privacy focused. Trackers, all that stuff. I don't like it. I try and ship as little JavaScript to the client as possible. Obviously, that's not really what I'm doing today, with Next.js, but Try and keep it real clean, real minimal, everything I do. Okay, I think in the get all posts function, what I'm going to do is grab the, if field's name is tags. Hold on. Front matter dot tags equals front matter dot tags dot split yeah, probably. I mean, it's not a negligible amount of energy going into, you know, all the wasted bandwidth that people have by shipping large amounts of JavaScript, large images, everything like that. It's not a negligible amount by any means. But there certainly probably are a lot worse contributors that aren't being policed at all. So I'm not sure to what degree slimming down our websites is really going to affect things, especially when you have people doing cryptocurrency mining with just wasting so much energy on that stuff. Or you have Drake and the Jenners flying their private jets, 10 minutes away to avoid a 45-minute traffic jam. I'll digress on that one, though. I hear you there. I put myself out there because I have to do it. I mean, I do it professionally as it is, so I don't mind people knowing my real name or anything like that. I mean, obviously, you can see my real name here, so you can go find my resume, and it probably has my phone number on it. But it is what it is. Codeberg page. That would be a solution. Using Codeberg, huh? Trying to get away from the Microsoft monolith that is GitHub these days. I've been trying to leave it, I think, myself. Probably for SourceHut. I haven't checked out Codeberg yet, but SourceHut seems pretty legit. It runs without JavaScript, which is probably right up your alley. Okay, this should now take the tags that was just a string and break it up into an array of strings so that I can, in our blog page here, uncomment this. Nope, what's going on? Tag is not defined. So tag list, tag, there we go. I'm not sure how I missed that. And then we'll add this ref. This link isn't going to work yet. I have not implemented the tag pages, but it is what it is. Do I have link? I do have link. That should work. Oh, I just copied something sloppily again, I think. I did. Sweet. Now that I know how to do dynamic routing, as I've taught myself trial by fire this morning, I'll say that it probably will be a lot easier for me to query all the posts, pull out the tags, use those as my static paths. Then, very similar to how I created the blog here, just create a tag page itself. I think that'd probably save that for another stream, though. Oh, I hear you, dude. A few years ago, I just had this week that was really bad, and I decided I hated Google. Well, I still hate Google, but I stopped using Chrome. I tried to stop using Gmail. I still have Gmail powering one of my accounts just because it's really hard to give up the Gmail account that you've had for 13 years at this point. Um, for the most part, I try to avoid all the big companies if I have the choice. Just because, for one, I want to support the smaller companies. I don't like the idea of a browser monolith. I'm using Firefox here, which some days is hit or miss, admittedly, but on the whole, it's good to know that someone on my team is checking things with Firefox. And I don't know for a fact that they would be if I wasn't myself developing in it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised by how far I got along with this. Obviously, I need to add code syntax highlighting, but for the most part, this is just about done. Gotta add my resume and my projects page. I haven't had to touch Windows in probably a decade at this point, and I'm glad for it. Oh yeah, when I was talking about ditching the big corporations, that's about the time that I took my old MacBook that was barely running the latest Mac OS operating systems, installed Arch Linux on it, haven't looked back. That's awesome, dude. Yes, please support Firefox. Okay. I have to update my links. I might should also consider catching certain URLs and forwarding them to the new path. I did change this one thing about the path from my old site. It now says posts instead of just not having another segment there. The idea that any one company would like drop support for one thing or another is still ridiculous to me. Like, I've been doing this over 20 years that I've been in the game of fiddling with web pages and in one way or the other, and it perplexes me that people even think about it as supporting a browser. Like, it's a web standard. You support the standard. The browser should support the standard. Everyone meet each other halfway, and you get this universality to it. This same universe. I forget what I'm saying. It should work, is my point. Everything should just work on every browser. That's what was the intention, I think, initially. All right, I'm not sure how much more I want to do on this today. Hmm. I was considering switching this font out for the font that I'm using in my operating system here, but I think that's fine. Oh, wait. I'm not getting the cursive. Weird. All right, I'm going to take a short break, chill out, and I have to get some coffee. I'll be back. I'm gonna call it a night. Go make some dinner. Thanks for hanging out. Give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.